Major moves. We going all in, like we got nothing to lose. We making moves. We making major moves. We making moves. We making major moves. We making moves.
Welcome back to my channel. I want to thank you guys for actively deciding to spend time with me. I'm just a guy in a Spider-Man mask, a cool one I might add. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just providing information and content already on the internet, and I just read it and present it to you guys in a way that may reach you or may not reach you. Whatever the reason is you found my page, I'm grateful you're here, and thank you for spending time with me. Let's get into this. What is up, everybody? I am Mr. Man. Welcome to my channel. It's been a good minute since we connected, and I'm excited today because we're going to be talking about trade finance. This is a hot topic for me right now. I've been dropping a lot of information about trade finance and XDC. What a lot of people don't realize is it's not just XDC. XDC being the cryptocurrency, XinFin being the underlying company that created the technology. They had forked Ethereum and created the XRP protocol. But Ripple is also involved in the trade finance. So let's take a dive into what trade finance actually is.
International trade is financed by trade finance. Essentially, trade finance makes it possible and easy for exporters and importers to trade. And its expansion has accommodated a massive international trade growth. The World Trade Organization estimates 80 to 90% of the world's trade relies on trade finance. Every trade needs a seller and a buyer. Suppose an energy company wants to import crude oil from a foreign company. The exporter would prefer to be paid up front for its shipment, but then they could just pocket the importer's payment and refuse shipment. Trade finance includes methods such as lending and factoring, but a letter of credit is a common solution in these situations. A letter of credit is a legal document representing a financial institution's promise to pay the holder upon the fulfillment of certain obligations. A seller can require a buyer to provide a letter of credit before shipping its product. If it does, the buyer's bank assumes the responsibility of paying the seller. Banks and financiers, insurers, export credit agencies, and other service providers are also involved in trade finance.
Perfect. Did I even run my intro? Let me just bring it back here. Welcome to my channel, everybody. I am Mr. Man, and I'm grateful to have you guys here with me today. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so now that we have an understanding of what trade finance is and how it works, let's just jump into this here. This is from the World Trade Organization, which they were talking about there, the Trade Finance Global here, which what they were talking about here. So, the electronic trade document, and the reason I bring this up is I've been asked some questions here, what the electronic trade document 2023 is, the ETDA, what it actually is and what it entails. So it says soon to be granted royal assent. It has already been granted royal assent as of July 20th, I believe it was. So once in effect, this is what will happen. The Act will legally recognize certain electronic trade and trade finance documents as equivalent to their paper counterparts. Until the Act is operational, such electronic documents cannot be legally possessed under English law to enforce rights to payments or delivery of goods on board a ship or in a warehouse. The Act holds significant implications for businesses in the trade and trade finance sectors, as almost all documents used in international trade have traditionally been in paper format, except when using platforms or similar arrangements where the terms of recognition of electronic versions of these documents are contractually agreed upon between parties and fintech providers. Okay, so that's a high-level overview on what that is. So, here we go, right on the same web page, right on the same company's page. Okay, look, right there. Trade Finance Global. Okay. Ripple is a payment settlement system and currency exchange network that can be that can process transactions globally. The network's native currency, XRP, was designed to be used for practical applications across the finance services space. The network itself was built to allow banks and other institutions to transfer money and assets across borders more quickly with lower transaction fees. Meat and potatoes. Ripple is typically categorized as a type of crypto or blockchain based platform, but is not really either of these. While it does share some similarities with other blockchain platforms like Ethereum and cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin, it has a few distinct differences that set it apart. Firstly, it does not use blockchain to provide consensus. Instead, it summarizes data using a hash tree and compares this data across its validation servers. Secondly, unlike most other cryptocurrencies, XRP cannot be mined. They've already created it. That 100 billion XRP. All right, I don't care about the history. We're not going through that. So, my point of this is, though, XRP is going to be used in terms of trade finance. And people just assume it's XDC. Oh, XDC for trade finance. XDC. XDC is one of the big ones for sure. XDC will have clarity in the UK. I believe Ripple and XRP may have clarity in the UK soon too. But in terms of trade finance, XDC will be given the go-ahead for that. So, who are the ICC? The International Chamber of Commerce is the largest, most diverse business organization in the world. The ICC represents 45 million companies in over, did you hear that? 45 million companies in over 100 countries with broad business interests. The ICC's network of committees and experts represent the full range of business sectors. Did you hear that? The ICC's network of committees and experts represent the full range of business sectors. So every sector of business is represented in the ICC chambers here. So now that you have that information, let's check this out here. This is from the same company here, the the WTO, World Trade Organization.
Although still timidly in trade discussions. But we all know that technology is only a tool, that trade digitalization cannot happen in a regulatory vacuum. Today's final session will discuss the role that governments and international organizations can play to support the development of a regulatory and a policy framework conducive to trade digitalization and to the deployment of distributed ledger technology. I'm delighted that we have with us today two keynote speakers who will share their vision of blockchain for trade. First, Mr. John Denton, Secretary General of the International Chamber of Commerce. The ICC has been pushing the trade digitalization agenda very actively and recently launched a new initiative, the ICC Digital Standards Initiative.
The ICC Digital Standards Initiative. Look at this shit here. Look at this shit here. Like, it's just crazy. All right, you saw that there with XDC right there, and the ICC, International Chambers of Commerce, and they're pushing the digital initiative for the next century of global trade. And with the same company we saw, Ripple posted up on their page too. So when you hear people spitting foot at you, oh, but they don't have to use XRP. They don't have to use XRP. Tell them, you know what? I don't got time for your nonsense. I don't got time for your nonsense. They're right. They don't have to use XRP. But if you have a digital asset, that's the cheapest digital asset to move what you want to move, when you want to move it, how you want to move it, to who you want to move it to, why would you go with anything else? Don't get me wrong. They will be using XDC as well. They will be using XLM. They'll be using a host of cryptocurrencies. But for what the movement entails, depending on what they're moving and depending on what they're doing and depending on who they're sending it to, when they're sending it to, who they're sending it to, they will use XRP. Think of it like this. That was my son-in-law calling me. Perfect. So anyways, back to where we were. Here, the ICC digital initiatives for the next century of global trade. I showed you XDC wrapped up with these guys here. I showed you XRP wrapped up with these guys in terms of the WTO. You heard the gentleman talking about this stuff here in terms of trade finance, and they have someone from every industry, every flippin' industry. If that doesn't make you want to grab your hands so hard and squeeze, I don't know what else does, man. Like, shit, that's good. And you saw the two that they named there. You saw the two on their page. Not even just on the WEF page. They're not even just on the WEF page. They're on these pages here. So, here now, I want to just jump ahead. A little change of topic here. This is a bit of something I posted the other day on a run. I went on a 5K run. This is what I listen to on my runs, just so you guys are aware. Like, I never stop listening to this stuff. I've given up my spare time so I can listen to this stuff and learn how to trade. I'm taking a trading course through CyberX. Give him a look. He's solid, guys. He knows the fundamentals. He knows the intermediaries. He knows the advanced. And in the Discord groups, gives you the signals as well to help you learn, and you can make profit as you're learning. Take profit as you're learning. So, this is what I said here, okay? FIS laying it all out there. Trillions of dollars of assets under management, 6,400 entities they manage, and who are their partners, and what they specialize in. Then they get to the value and tokenized asset, and he says it as if he's winking, or is it to say, are you picking up what I'm putting down? Wink, wink. Listen to this guy right here from FIS, okay?
Now, what we're doing for crypto and digital assets, and really as a path to Web3, is that we're connecting the world of TradFi, traditional capital markets. We're connecting that world that we have supported for many years, 25, 30 years.
So to connect TradFi, you need on and off ramps, right? We know some crypto that do that. We know some.
We're connecting that world of software that we support today with the world of digital asset trading and custody. And so right now we're focused on really working with a number of key technology partners, innovators, who we've chosen to engage and integrate with the existing capital markets technology stack. And what are we doing? We're making it easy for our 6,400 clients around the world, 6,400 institutional clients. We're trying to make it easy for them to access innovative new technology that allows them to access and add digital assets or digital currencies to their processing platforms and services and operations that are already supported by FIS. So in very much we're acting as a bridge between the TradFi world and the world of...
Oh, you don't say? You're acting as a bridge, is what you're saying? What are you telling me here without telling me? Let's continue. Let me not interrupt. Sorry.
Crypto, the world of DeFi, the world of digital assets, and eventually the world of Web3. So we've actually chosen 3 technology partners to do that. Fireblocks for wallet technology, right? Very, pure technology player there. Important, significant client base in the industry. Many of our clients are already using Fireblocks technology, so we've chosen to partner with Fireblocks, to integrate Fireblocks into our offerings, make it easy for FIS clients to access Fireblocks. We're doing something similar with another technology provider called Verity, who has a platform called Legible. The platform supports crypto accounting, crypto tax processing in the United States. This platform and the company actually just completed a Series A fundraise in Q2, right? So a good example of maybe an earlier stage innovator that we're partnered and engaged with, right? I think should be inspiring to all the innovators here on this call. And the third partner that we're integrating with is a company called Talos. And Talos provides connectivity to crypto exchanges and crypto OTC trading and liquidity providers out there. And so these platforms they're the first of many that we'll integrate with over time But I think, right now, I think it's important for all of you to take away that, what we're doing in capital markets today is trying to make it easy for 6,400 clients representing trillions of dollars of assets under management and, trillions of dollars of tradable assets and capital.
Notice he keeps saying, we got trillions of dollars, trillions and trillions, and millions of The Rock's fans, if you smell what The Rock is cooking.
Try to make it easy for these traditional clients to access the world of digital assets through the technology platforms that we already support for them, right? So now listen, and I'll finish up the introduction here. Our long view on this is that eventually, all of the institutional and the retail worlds will be replatformed in Web3 technology more natively. And this is where, definitely there are topics like, I guess the three areas of focus for us in Web3 are the opportunity for blockchain-based processing models to transform how value is transferred around
the
world, how tokenized assets and currencies are created and support.
How tokenized assets are created? Yeah, let's just see what you're talking about there, my man. Right, I got you. I got what you're putting down, right? Here we go. I hear what he's putting down, right? FIS here. I don't waste time. When these guys talk, I listen, okay? Here we go. Enterprise payments are evolving. When will you? I'm already evolving. I've been following these guys. I got you. So, here we go. International payments. A time for change. Spotlight in aging silos. The international payments line of businesses has seen its IT infrastructure gradually mature and age, often built on architecture and technologies that are now obsolete. These legacy systems have become increasingly costly to maintain. A slight transformation of existing business processing highlights a host of issues, not the least of which is cost. So, in terms of cost, let's see what they would offer now in terms of cost. Okay. Well, wait, that was just 6 pages. So I want to see what they have in terms of cost. Here's their setup here. The FIS multi-bank implementation for, different things there. Okay. I want to see how you're now doing a value add to bring down cost, as you were talking about cost. Some of the systems are obsolete. So what are you doing then to bring down the cost? They're talking about Swift GPI for the cross-border payments. That's fantastic. All right, open payment framework support. They got Visa B2B. They got RippleNet. That's what I want to see right there. All right. So if anybody tells you, well, they're not using XRP, why? Did people honestly believe Ripple is just walking around as a consultant, going up to these different firms and companies and saying, you know what, you guys, we at Ripple can offer you guys a solid open platform here. You can choose whatever you want, and don't use XRP, even though we're the cheapest, fastest, and offer the lowest fees for these transactions. You can move high values to lowest fees. By the way, you can use Ethereum on our platform, so you're probably better off using Ethereum and paying $4,500 to move $1 million, as opposed to micro payments for that same $1 million. Like, come on. What world is this here? Like, I know we live in clown world, but this isn't what these guys are setting up here. These guys are trying to set up the clown world infrastructure for payments. We're leaving that clown world infrastructure behind and coming to the RippleNet world here, where central bank digital currencies operate. You're going to have stable coins minted on the XRPL as well. Same with the Stellar Ledger protocol. So here they're just talking about Ripple, where they're from, what they do, blah, 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 blah. So I do want to thank you guys for taking the time for spending with me, for taking the time to spend your time with me. I got some food to make there. I love when you guys just want to come and hang out with me and hear what I have to say, because I spit hot fire. I do. If I didn't have the mask, you would see the fire coming out of my mouth. It's probably why my partner doesn't want to kiss me. But anyways, RippleNet, Ripple is involved with FIS, Ripple is involved with a bunch of these large companies. So if anybody tells you they don't have to use XRP, just tell them, just walk away. Don't waste your time on time wasters. Your time is valuable. Your time is precious. You owe it to yourself to only accept and allow the best into your life. So if someone comes to you and says, well, they don't have to, just, you know what? I don't have time for you. I don't need you in my life, or need you right now for what I'm trying to accomplish. All right. I showed you how Ripple and XRP are going to be utilized. Not Ripple, but yeah, I showed you how XRP can be utilized for trade finance. I showed you them partner with the biggest company. And then you saw the digital transformation there in terms of the ICC. I showed you how XDC was involved in that too. I showed you how trade finance, or what trade finance is. Let me just go through this stuff quickly so we have a recap, a nice recap. So we had gone here through what trade finance is. We have gone here through the Electronic Trade Document Act 2023, what it is and when it's going to be implemented, which is September 30th, 2023. Remember the date. I showed you here where they are talking about XRP, same company, okay? Then I showed you here. What the hell is this? Oh, I didn't show you this. So this is the World Trade Organization here. Talking about blockchain here, and here they're talking about XDC. I'll just show you that really quickly. So there they're talking about XDC in their document here, okay? I'm not going to go over that, just want to recap now. They're talking about XDC and Trade Finex. And over here, we went over the ICC, who the ICC was, and who's a part of their 45 million companies in 100 countries. We went over the video here for FIS. We went over the other video for the WTO, World Trade Organization, and how XDC is partnered with them and where they fit in. Then we went over the video for FIS, and here they are using, talking about RippleNet now and utilizing RippleNet. So there's the ICC Digital Initiative. I want to thank you guys. I love you guys. I'll see you on the next one.
Making major moves. We going all in. Like we got nothing to lose. We making moves. We making major moves. We making moves.